I'm Robin Farmian, and I want to give you 4 very specific tips on how to deal with anxiety in times of uncertainty. Because all of us are feeling quite anxious right now. But when you get yourself into what I like to think of as an anxiety vortex, when you start to think about bad things and that cascades into more and more bad things, and all of a sudden you're actually having an anxiety attack. So, at the first tip, change your state. The best way I find to change my state if I'm upset, angry, or stressed out for any reason is to throw on my favorite music and move. Now, that can be either jumping on my elliptical, or you can jump on a treadmill, go outside, take a fast walk or a short run, get up and dance for 5 minutes. Whatever it is, you need to move and do it kind of intensely for just a few minutes. And that alone can dramatically change your brain state and really push you back into problem-solving mode instead of this anxiety that kind of keeps you from being productive. All right, tip number 2. This is what I call distraction therapy. What you need to do is either go into story mode, right? So find a great movie, a great book, a podcast or television show that you love that really kind of engrosses you, and turn that on and really concentrate on it. And the second way to do, very easy distraction therapy is to call a friend who needs help. Because when you are helping others and you're doing it immediately, it can really shift your brain, again, from that anxiety state to that problem-solving state and that productivity state we all want to get back to right now. Call a friend. It works actually better for me than almost anything else, is if I'm helping other people. Now, those are great if it's during the day. But say it's midnight or 1 a.m. and your thoughts are churning and you can't get to sleep. Well, I have 2 ways to deal with that. First is to wake up enough to grab a pen and a sheet of paper. Not your phone, not your computer. We don't want blue light upsetting your inability to sleep even more so. So grab something to write with and write down your recurrent thoughts. Write them all down. What it is effectively doing for your brain is really downloading off of your conscious brain, like all of these problems, and storing it, right? So just think of it as you were taking out a disk and you're storing it for the morning, putting it on hold. And that right there, getting it out on paper, can really give you the ability to suddenly go to sleep and not worry about that stuff as much anymore. This one works incredibly well. But then the second thing, if you don't want to wake up enough to try and write things down, or for some reason you just don't want to do that, then what I call it's a visualization technique. So thinking about the fact that your anxiety are reoccurring thoughts, and I think about it as almost a hamster going around in an exercise wheel over and over again. Now, each time he goes a full circle on that wheel, your brain is being rewarded. It is rewarding you for chronically thinking about the same thing over and over again. And each time you think about it, it changes a little bit more. So if you're dealing with something like a memory, if you've thought about it 500 times in your brain, it's going to be very different from the reality that happened. This is just something we know. So think about this as that hamster wheel, and he's going around, and each time that thought goes around, it's one hamster wheel. Grab that hamster, delicately, visualize this, and put him into your calm environment, right? So in this case, if you're trying to sleep, you put him maybe into a bed where he can lay down, and you are taking your hamster or your ideas and placing them into an environment where they can relax, right? And remind yourself that this is a hamster and your brain is being rewarded. And just that right there, by focusing on something else, it can help shift. Now take that one step further. You got the hamster off the wheel. Now put yourself in a really relaxing position. One of your favorite places, whether that's the beach or surrounded by kittens or puppies or hanging out with your best friend or your spouse or your kids. Put yourself and imagine yourself in an environment that makes you happy and puts you at peace. And that can really help shift your state so you can go and get to sleep so that you're not sleep deprived, giving more anxiety, fuel for the anxiety the next day. Together, we're going to get through this and know what you are feeling is totally normal. Now it's up to you to take action to really get past that. That's it for now. Talk to you soon.